The Davison cheer team welcoming us back here on the Friday Night Lights Championship Weekend Show, and those Cardinals have had a lot to cheer about in recent years, and that's because Davison High School has had a lot of recent success.
Yes, now this year they won a Saginaw Valley League title. Back in 2020, they made it to Ford Field for the second year in a row. In 2019, they won a state championship for the first time ever. And that state title was won with the help of quarterback Brendan Sullivan, who just this year made his debut in the Big Ten. Brendan Sullivan was the star quarterback at Davison High School who helped lead the Cardinals to their first ever state championship in 2019. Since that moment, Brendan has made the jump to college ball, and this season he can now say he's been the starting quarterback for a Big Ten football team. Brendan's head coach from Davison, Jake Weingart, said seeing him on TV playing in the Big Ten has been quite special.
It's surreal, just watching it at home. You get the starting lineups pop up, and there's his face, from Davison, Michigan. So I think that's, I remember the first time I saw it, it was, holy crap, this is real.
Sullivan enrolled at Northwestern University to join the Wildcats football team back in 2021. He was slated to be the backup behind junior Ryan Helinski. In Week 6, Helinski suffered an injury during the game against Wisconsin, so with Helinski out, Brendan took the field for his first game in the Big Ten.
It was my first time getting hit that game in 2 years, so just absorbing everything that I could, being like a sponge of where my eyes need to be during pre-snap, post-snap, identifying coverage, identifying fronts, just every little thing matters.
After that game, Brendan became the head quarterback while Helinski recovered from his injury. In 5 games as a redshirt freshman, Sullivan has thrown for 589 yards and 6 total touchdowns. Coach Weingart's talked about seeing Brendan's journey from high school to the Big Ten.
You see him do a lot of the same things that he was doing here, just his physical maturation. He's obviously built his body up, put a lot of weight on, became bigger, faster, stronger.
This has been Brendan's first taste of Big Ten football, and he knows he wants more. However, he said he wouldn't be the player or man that he is right now if it wasn't for Davison High School in his 4 seasons with the Cardinals.
What was best about being at Davison is I grew as a man more than anything. And Coach Jake and then my dad really mentored me into doing that. And I think that's something that goes a long way when you are a Davison Cardinal football player. You develop as a man. They develop you off the field as much as on the field.
You can have all the talent in the world, which he does, but his work ethic is something that I think, really puts him in a position where, sky's the limit, and I wouldn't put past seeing him play on Sundays.
Yeah, Scott, even in a small sample size, Brendan's shown a ton of capabilities that he could lead that Northwestern offense in the future. So in the coming years, he'll continue to develop. I'm sure that Brendan could do some great things at Northwestern.
And like you said, maybe even in the NFL. Well, when the season starts to wind down, the awards start to ramp up. All conference, all state teams are being named, and several organizations are handing out their county awards as well. In Genesee County, the Player of the Year award is back after a COVID hiatus. As a matter of fact, there was no award given during Sullivan's senior season, and there's a great chance that he would have been the winner of that award at that time. Now, the award is given out by the Unit Midwest Recruiting. It's an organization that is run by Genesee County native Joe Tramble.
Genesee County has a lot of the top talent, and as you see, we usually have a team that's usually ranked in the top 10 in the state. And with those athletes, you want to make sure those athletes get recognized. You want to make sure that they leave a history here as far as their production that they did on the gridiron here in Genesee County. So I always just love to see the idea of those kids being rewarded.
A list of 10 semifinal names will be trimmed to 5 finalists. Linden's Bryce Elick, Swartz Creek's Jacob Booth are 2 of the top prospects in the state. They're joined by a pair of Grand Blanc stars in Tay Boyd and Owen Sishimbara. Hamity's Delano Townsend and his teammate Deshaun Douglas are also up for the award.
Deshaun, he runs with very quick, low gravity to the ground. He gets through holes very smooth, got breakaway speed, and obviously you saw he was missing everything for the Hamity Hawks this year.
Carmen Ainsworth Cavaliers, Nigel Johnson and Terrence Wallace are on the list, along with a pair of Davison Cardinals, running back Jalen Flowers and quarterback Braylon Himmeline.
Obviously, you're talking about a big, strong quarterback with a big, strong arm. He looked very confident sitting in the pocket. He made some of the greatest, biggest throws in some of the games that I saw this year. Obviously, we all got a chance to see him in what they like to call the revenge tour, where you see, hey, they just kind of annihilated some of the teams around in the area. Jalen Flowers, Okay, now you're talking about man's man of man, a powerful kid, one of the strongest running backs that you have seen. He's very quick, he's very elusive. I got a chance to catch Davison at least 3 times this year and watch he makes some of the smoothest, quickest cuts once he gets up the field. He has that breakaway speed.
The unit Midwest Recruiting will also be naming top position awards that is open to all classes. The Player of the Year award will be announced during a ceremony at 6 o'clock on December 18th at Swartz Creek High School.
And while the Genesee County Player of the Year award will be named later in the month of December, Saginaw County's Hawkins Award will be awarded a week from today.
Yeah, and this year's finalists, we got some pretty big names. In fact, Scott, we got Gabe Blanchard from Freeland High School, Khalil Brown from Birch Run, and Evan Wakefield from ML Seminary. All 3 are incredible athletes and well deserving of an award that is as special as the Hawkins Award. Since 2019, the Hawkins Award has been a Heisman-like accolade given out to the top senior football player in Saginaw County. On December 1st, one of 3 finalists will become the 4th recipient of this award, named after the first ever All-American from Saginaw County, Harry Hawkins.
We had several nominations, and these are the 3 best football players in Saginaw County. So you figure 17 high schools and probably about 400 or 500 players. These are the best football players from Saginaw County.
First up in the running is quarterback Evan Wakefield from Michigan Lutheran Seminary. Wakefield in his senior year helped lead the Cardinals to their first playoff win since 2016. For him, just being nominated was a big surprise.
I honestly didn't know too much about it, and then my coach said he was nominating me for something, and then it turned out to be a finalist. I was very surprised. Very grateful for the opportunity.
Next is Khalil Brown from the Birch Run Panthers. Brown has shined on both sides of the ball as a running back on offense and as a linebacker on defense. Throughout his 4 years at Birch Run, he feels that things had only gotten better for himself and his teammates as time went along.
My freshman and sophomore year, our school was having a losing record, 0-9 and 1-9. So when our new coach came, it just really helped me a lot, and I'm really proud of my senior season.
Rounding out the field is Gabe Blanchard from the Freeland Falcons. Blanchard is an offensive lineman, a position that doesn't tend to receive tons of recognition or accolades. Gabe is proud to be an exception to that and is excited to represent his position and school.
I think it's awesome. I think it shows people that you don't have to be one of the pretty boys, that you can go out there and be all over the news, and you can still come out here and show great leadership.
The Hawkins Award presentation will be held on Thursday, December 1st at the Saginaw Club. A social hour begins at 6 p.m. and the award presentation starts at 7 p.m. The cost to attend is $20 and tickets are still available. The Saginaw County Sports Hall of Fame is a big sponsor of the Hawkins Award along with our good friends at MLive. So, Scott, right now, you got to make a choice. Who's your choice?
Well, that's going to be kind of a tough one. Wakefield's so electric on the field, and who doesn't like, a lineman, of course.
Right.
He's not the pretty boy out there, as he likes to sit there and say.
So, he's
a good-looking guy. What are you talking about here? All offensive linemen are handsome, but at the same time, he does all the dirty work. But Brown is a great, smart player. Him stealing that ball and scoring on Frankenmuth is going to be a highlight that I will never forget. It was just awesome. So, I'm not going to pick, but I sit there and say that they got some 3 good people out there for that award. All right, and coming up, are you looking for some part-time work? Then we got a job for you.
But first, we're going to check out the inductees for our Saginaw County Sports Hall of Fame class. It was loaded with some high school football talent. But first, let's listen in on the Standish Sterling Panthers huddle.
Second half, boys. Here we go. Hey, stay where you belong. Understand me? A lot of effort. Protect yourselves. Here we go, family. 1, 2, 3, family.